This track is called Overcome. It's about getting through those hard times of life, victory over adversity, all those kinds of things. And just like on the song I'm Gone, I chose the Ludwig Classic Oak for this track. Because these huge sounding floor toms, this big fat sounding kick drum, this great snare drum, it just all goes together to fit this rocking track. These drums are made of American red oak and maple. The inner core is 3 plies of maple, then they sandwich the outer and the inner with the American red oak. So you get a punchy, fat sound from those 2 woods coupled together. I have the whole drum kit, the toms I should say, fitted with Evans EC2 on the top, great 2-ply head that I haven't just add to the punch of these drums. Evans regular single-ply G1s on the bottom of the toms. On the kick drum, I have a clear EQ4 with a tiny bit of dampening on the inside of the kick drum, an Evans EQ pillow. So just a little bit of, just to get rid of a little bit of the decay, but you still get fat thud from it. I'm using an Atlas kick drum pedal from Ludwig here with the felt beater. So it's a nice punchy, fat kick drum sound. It's big, especially from this side, the player's side, it's just punchy and fat sounding. One thing I did differently here is I took off the big fat snare on the snare here, and so it's just a wide open 8 by 14 inch hand-hammered brass Ludwig snare, 1 drum tack on it, Evans ST dry head, so you get a dry but big thuddy fat snare sound. What I'm describing at the beginning of this song is sort of a Muse-esque, just hard driving, detuned, big unison guitar thing with bass, and these floor toms, I needed a powerful, just big sounding floor tom. There's a theme that goes around throughout this tune, a rhythmic theme that goes like this. Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-dum. And the floor toms sound like this when you hit them hard. Big, fat, huge. And then this kick drum is equally big. That American red oak and the maple in the wood, the hybrid shell, it's just really powerful. The cymbals, I did something different here for the first time. I used a couple of different brands, and I did that for a real reason. In the choruses of this song, I'm using the crash cymbals. I'm riding the crash cymbals. I'm beating them pretty hard. And these Zildjian K sweet crashes are perfect for that. They give a nice wash over the music, but it doesn't take over the sound. It just has this kind of nice white noise. You can hear the accents when I'm hitting the cymbal. It's perfect for that. And then I use the Zildjian Sweet 15-inch sweet hi-hats as the main hi-hat. Nice chick sound, good driving hi-hat sound for the song. Then I picked a few Paiste cymbals. The ride is a 22-inch dark energy ride from their signature series. It's got a great bell, really distinct. And then 2 effect cymbals, the Paiste 16-inch Swiss thin crash. So great effect cymbal, quick decay, and then it's not very big, but boy does it pack a punch. This 18-inch 2002 China. So it's nice and loud, and it really stands out from the rest of the cymbals. So it's a great choice of cymbals here, I think, in my opinion, for this particular tune. The nice wash of the Zildjians and the precise and kind of crispness of the Paistes fit this song perfectly. Then, to round it all out, I'm using these ProMark Firegrain 5A Rebound sticks. Now, since they're Firegrain, again, they're a little bit harder, right? The way they manufacture these sticks. So on this ride cymbal, the tip of the stick, you get a really pristine, just perfect sound. It really makes the ride cymbal stand out, and you hear every stroke. Even if you have distorted guitars and big deep basses and synths and stuff going on in your song, you're going to hear the cymbals because of this stick and the cymbal, of course. Okay, that's the gear. There's a couple of grooves throughout this tune that I just want to show you a little bit. I think they're kind of fun. The main verse groove is a take off on a groove from an old 80s track. It's sort of a shuffle groove, but I changed it up a little bit. So first let me play you the pattern of the kick drum, and then I'll show you how the snare and the hi-hat overlay on top. So if this is your quarter note, I'll click it with my sticks as the quarter note, then I'll play the kick drum pattern for you. Here we go. Now, if you remember what I said earlier, that bump, 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 bump pattern, that theme, it goes throughout this tune. That's the same big floor tom thing I'm playing in the intro of the song. So now, let's get on with the rest of it. The hi-hat pattern is you're playing triplets, you're playing all of the eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Think of it as a sextuplet, right? But you're accenting every other note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put your head back like that and you could feel the accents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then your snare, your backbeat, you're playing with your left hand. Your normal 2 and 4. All together it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am done. Thankful I've gone this far and realized it's time for change. So the key to that groove is your right hand doing that up, the accent on the upbeats. It's a lot of fun to play. You should check it out. So with all that being said, this song is called Overcome. Let's take a listen to this track now with all the faders up. You can hear everything going on. Fear and dread, all of the tears you shed.